Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are here on the Bayern View for the Real Madrid game, or shall I say, the Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid Champions League preview. As you can see, the two Bayern lads are simultaneously one and then the other, and then obviously we've got the Real Madrid lads who always do it the wrong way here. Big up to Sinead and big up to Mo. Thank you for coming on the channel. And
Pleasure.
This is a big clash. Obviously, I was just on the Les Real channel. Please, it's in the title. Go over there, subscribe. I'm sure they're going to have great content coming over there. Hopefully, they're probably going to be talking about a win, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. But yeah, big up to everyone, and let's get into the show. So, who wants to start? Go ahead.
Let the Madrid boys start, man. Let the Madrid guys start.
We've been speaking for 90 minutes. I think it's your turn.
You want me to start? I mean, like I said in the chat on your channel, I don't think it's gonna be as tight as everyone thinks it's gonna be. And I say that because yes, against Arsenal we showed our dirty side. Let's just say the way we had to stink it out to win, but I don't think we're gonna be able to do that against Madrid. I think we should do that. But I don't think, first of all, I don't think Tuchel will. And even if we did, I don't think it will work out the same way because all you guys need is one chance to kill us. One. All you need is one.
Mo, do you want to?
No, you should go ahead. I'm just trying to...
No, I spoke for too long. You should take the lead.
No, man, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I didn't even watch Bayern face against Arsenal, so I can't really speak to that. But for me,
but in general, Bayern
it's going to be a tight game because Bayern and Real Madrid, man, two powerhouses of the European game, coming face to face against each other since 2018. It's the first time. I guess it's 6 years, and this is a semi-final, right? So every team is at its best. The form goes out of the window. It doesn't matter what kind of games you guys are playing in the league. It doesn't matter what your players feel about your manager. But when the ball kicks off on the stadium, everybody's going to give their A game. And, Harry Kane would want to get his all those stones that are being leveled at him in England off his back. He might want to win a title. So, and especially after what we did to him in the summer, everybody was expecting that Harry Kane is going to come to Real Madrid. Ancelotti wanted him at Real Madrid, but Florentino Perez said, no, I want Kylian Mbappe. So he probably has a point to prove. So for me, it's going to be a very tight game. It's a European Clasico. It's not going to be decided tomorrow. But I hope at least it's not decided tomorrow. It's going to go to the wire. I said the same against when we were playing against City, and I think it's going to happen the same thing. The game is going to be decided at the Bernabeu probably in the second half, but tomorrow is going to be an interesting situation.
100%. I agree with you. It's especially on the Harry Kane thing. He was linked to Real Madrid, obviously. Around the whole Bayern social media, not necessarily the official account, but just as fans, there's Kane curses all over social media. And it's I get it. I understand. He's never won a trophy with Spurs, comes over to Bayern, and of course Bayern with 11 straight titles in a row. And then the next minute, now we're terrible, but Leverkusen have won the title. We're out of our German Cup, and this is the only thing we can win. And it's just typical that it has to be the big one, the trophy with the big ears, for instance. So, it's gonna be an interesting one. I am with Ahmad on the fact that I think it will be a game where we're going to get smushed. Personally, obviously, Sinead has a different opinion on that one. I'm
the pessimistic one of the lot. So I tend to kind of downplay it a fair bit, to be honest.
You know what, though? I do respect Sinead's approach because, in a way, he's respecting the heritage aspect of this tie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've had friends that are Madrid fans telling me, oh, it's going to be an easy win, easy this. And I'm like, I agree, but let's not act like there's no heritage behind this game. It's one of those things for me where, it's going to be a massive game, no doubt. But I feel like the end result is going to be terrible. That's what it is. You know what? I feel like Rudiger is going to be very annoying for both Musiala and Kane. If Musiala was to play in the middle, which it's very more likely now because Gnabry is most likely going to start. Son is most likely going to start. So you're gonna have Musiala in the middle, and you're gonna have Rudiger literally rattle both, and you have Chouameni, who I actually don't think has been bad for you guys at the back with all the debacle you've had. So yeah, man, it's gonna be tough, man. Tough for our forward.
No, 100%.
Could you clarify something for me? Like, what exactly do you mean by debacle?
Debacle, like, so basically, I've heard that you had a lot of centre back like injuries, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
And that's why you had to have Chouameni in centre back.
Yeah, we did.
Exactly, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting game. Like you said, it literally is the European Classico, if you want to say. Like, you know, if you go on the head-to-head, you know, not that you can always go by it, but 11 wins for Bayern, 3 draws for in general, and then obviously there's 12 wins, and that's head-to-head stats, and that goes back to the 90s. But one thing that needs to be said, you know, no matter if Sinead's being nice to us or not, you know, when you look at it, the semi-finals, we last faced 17-18. We didn't beat you at all. It was the same exact thing where we were the first leg. You beat us 2-1, and then 2-2 in the Bernabeu, and then the one before that, quarterfinals, again, same thing. Beat us 2-1, and then you smashed us 4-2. So it's a hard one as a Bayern fan, because we, especially me and Ahmad, and obviously everyone that'll be watching this, you know, we know how bad we have been this season, you know, and I get why Arsenal were hyped. Obviously, the Premier League is the Premier League. They overhype everything, but the fact that they were hyped is a reason for it, because of, you know, how bad Tuchel was made Bayern Munich, or how Bayern Munich have been bad, so on. So, do you obviously, Sinead, you are being nice to us or pessimistic, whatever way you want to say it, but do you see it being a tight affair? I know obviously on your channel, that which we were just on, you said it being maybe a one goal or not. What do you think the score will be over the 2 legs, if you want to say?
I think it would be a very low scoring affair. Let's be honest. You know, Tuchel and Carlo are basically very pragmatic coaches. Tuchel is the more fashionable pragmatist, you know, if you want to look at it that way. But both sides wouldn't really, you know, completely go for it. But you never know, like, what the circumstances of a Champions League semi-final entails, right? Like, if the scoreline gets a bit terrifying for one of us, we might really, you know, completely, you know, break the shackles and have a go at each other. But the chances of that happening are very, very low. I would reckon something along the lines of a 3-2 or a 4-3 is, you know, I mean, still high scoring, but over 2 legs, I think that's what it looks like from here. But I don't know what Mo thinks about this.
Yeah, I was literally about to ask. Yeah, what do you think, Mo?
Yeah, I have to echo what Sinead said, you know, about the result. Like, if you want to go, I guess it's going to be around 4-3 or something like that, because, you know, both teams are pretty good, like, when it comes to personnel. Maybe tactically there might be some differences, especially with, you know, Thomas Tuchel being the in guy for a lot of people, you know. A lot of people kind of praise him for his tactics.
Oh, Farouk was literally, he was screaming, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chat with Farouk, but this was a game I kind of wanted to, you know, talk to him about, because me being the big Carletto fan, and him being the big, you know, Thomas Tuchel admirer. So this was kind of game made for us, but I mean, sadly, we haven't been able to discuss about it, debate about it. But right now, I guess, you know, with the way Thomas Tuchel likes to play, and with the way Ancelotti likes to play, and, you know, we saw what happened against Chelsea in 2022. When Real Madrid and Chelsea faced off, we kind of raced off to a big win at the bridge. But, you know, they came back in and gave us a game at the Bernabeu. So for me, it's going to be a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to extra time. I hope it does not go to extra time. But, you know, it's going to be a close game. It's not going to be one where, you know, we completely outclass you or you completely outclass us. At least I hope not. So, yeah, for me, I think it's going to be a close game.
I'm super worried about, you know, the bookies, and the general consensus is that Madrid are like massive favorites. I just don't like
I
that
mean,
kind of limelight.
once you defeat the biggest team in the world, like sorry, not the biggest, the most informed team in the world, you kind of have to expect it. That comes with the territory. But this is Real Madrid. We have played games being the favorites. We have played games being the underdogs. So we take it in a stride. It's not going to bother us much. I mean, outside everybody's going to make some noise and hoo ha ha about everything. And like there's already been there. Like you said, like you guys said that you have fans coming around and telling that Madrid's going to trash you or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen, but our players know that better than us because they know how to respect Bayern. Bayern was like a bestia negra for us. It's the black beast that we couldn't beat them. I think 2014 was the first time we actually beat Bayern at the Allianz Arena, Olympia Stadion. So I think it's going to be a close game. Nobody's going to take it lightly, and I hope they don't take it lightly.
Ahmad, what do you think, man?
I don't think you will take us lightly. I actually, I feel like Madrid will try to figure out what we're doing, and I think we'll do the same. I think the second half is where the damage might really be done. Like, if we aren't careful, they could go on a break. Done. 1 in, 2 in, 3 in, 4. It could be long if we're not careful. But if we're somehow compact, maybe Madrid will struggle, even if they get one goal out of nowhere or something. At least it's better than what I would have expected, which was no. But another thing I forgot to mention, our midfield is also another issue, not just our defense. I mean, our midfield has been, you can ask Liam, our midfield has been wide open. I mean, Goretzka has been rejuvenating a little bit. I'm not even going to lie. But the likes of Limer, I think he explained it to you in your channel. He's been woeful. But like in the last game, he done one good move to assist Kane. And then the next one, that Itike goal, how do you say his name? That guy's goal, he messed up big time, not winning the ball. So, yeah, this is what we have in our midfield, man. And Pavlovic, as much as I would like for him to start tomorrow, he's still inexperienced, man. He just started entering the squad this season. So I won't be surprised if Limer and Goretzka start together. And that,
is Limer going to be fit?
Yeah, he was in training.
So, yeah. He'll be pushed to be fit. That's what I read.
Yeah. And then I just found out, like, literally, I think less than an hour ago that De Ligt is not going to be playing tomorrow. That just gave me less hope.
But I think it kind of, you guys are backed up at the center back, right? With Kim Min-jae coming back in. He was pretty brilliant. I was actually surprised that he got dropped.
Yeah, but the problem is, Mo, is he's not been himself at the back because, Thomas Tuchel, since he's been coaching this season, right? I know he joined at the end of last season, but we'll talk about this season. Like, Kim Min-jae has been starting, and he was starting next to Upamecano, right? De Ligt was benched throughout the entirety of, like, the season, or halfway through the season. It was only till recently when we were losing, like, 3 games straight where our fans protested outside of Strasse, our, like, training ground, where they were having posters of, like, in German, I don't know what it's exactly, but it was along the lines of, like, get De Ligt back starting or something. And something along them lines. And eventually it was De Ligt starting alongside Dyer. And beforehand it was Dyer next to Upamecano, Dyer next to Kim Min-jae. Now it's De Ligt and Dyer.
Dyer being the constant is exactly.
He obviously is the constant because of Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel is the guy that brought him in. I know a lot of people would like to say that. I was talking to a Chelsea fan a couple of weeks ago, and they were basically saying that. Do you think Eric Dyer is actually a Tuchel signing? And they were saying that they don't think he is because of how bad he is. And I'm like, no, it has to be because he's just in love with this Premier League talent. And I'll take Harry Kane all day, every day. I obviously said on your channel earlier, like, I didn't want Harry Kane. Of course, now I want Harry Kane because he's scoring a ridiculous amount of goals and he's adapted to this league like a glove. But yeah, Eric Dyer seems to be that constant. He will play against you guys tomorrow. I really, really, really hope that he has an okay performance. I'm going to have nightmares tonight. I'm not going to lie. I can see Vinny just running at him and he's going to absolutely crap himself. You've got Vinny, you've got Rodrigo, you've got Bellingham stinking up the joint. So it's going to be a tough one.
That's the
Yeah,
thing, right,
Kim
Liam? Like just to take most perspective into this, I was thinking about this in the way just how Liam was describing it. Like like when you deep it, Rodrigo, Vinny, Jude are going to be up against Eric Dyer. So would that make them a bit complacent? That's my worry. The entire equation screams, "Oh yeah, this is a walk in the park." I know we as a club rarely does it, but I just
But Sunil, on the flip
yeah,
side, it's going to be Harry Kane, Leroy Sané, and Serge Gnabry and Jamal Musiala going against Rudiger and Chouameni as a centre back pairing. So
100%. But Sane
they're
and Gnabry
interesting.
aren't 100% fit. I know that for a fact.
I mean, even half fit. These guys have a lot of like potency to hurt our backline, especially given the
100%.
fact that Chouameni is like he isn't a regular centre back, although he's been great at centre back position.
Vasquez as well.
Yeah, and we're gonna have Lucas Vasquez, no Carvajal, so that's gonna be a big loss for Real Madrid as well. I don't know who's gonna start on the left wing for you guys. Is it gonna be Zane or like
Gnabry,
it's
right?
gonna be Gnabry?
Probably be
Most
Gnabry,
likely Gnabry. Most likely Gnabry.
Yeah, I mean either Gnabry or whoever starts. I think Lucas Vasquez like great going offensively, but although in La Liga he kind of has those games where he's brilliant defensively, but when it comes to top level, you definitely need Dani Carvajal. And without Dani Carvajal, I mean, I don't really know how I feel going into the tie against the likes of Bayern Munich. So both sides, I think they have their weaknesses. They have the points that other team can pick up. So for me, like I said, it's going to be an interesting game. I don't really know who's going to start next to die. Like, are you guys expecting Kim Min-jae or are you guys expecting
Yeah,
Upamecano?
definitely.
It will be Kim.
Kim?
It'll be Kim.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is probably going to be the first time I get to see Kim Min-jae play like a full 90. I have watched some highlights of him from here, but never a full game. So definitely going to be interesting. And I think this is the platform where the big players step up. I always said that, before we faced City, I said Guardiola, despite all the criticism he's getting, he's probably going to perform it because this is the biggest level. Same with Lewandowski, same with everybody. And I think come tomorrow, no matter what form Kim Min-jae was in so far, tomorrow he's going to be a different player. So, for these big games, you can't really estimate form. It's all about quality. So at the end of the day, the quality is going to show, and we'll see how the game goes tomorrow.
Yeah, no, 100. I can see your point. It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna, because Eric Dyer hasn't been playing with Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae's been benched. There's obviously a bit of an uproar of why Kim Min-jae's been benched, considering he's just come in and all of this. But at the end of the day, Tuchel wants this back four to be the same back four over and over again to build confidence with them playing all together. But obviously De Ligt's got injured. He won't be playing. So it's going to be interesting to see if Kim is going to have a good performance or not. Because we have realistically, as Bayern fans, haven't seen the best of Kim yet, I wouldn't say. I don't think he's that Napoli Kim Min-jae. Obviously, the Napoli Kim Min-jae was in a totally different system, different system, different players and everything. But it's going to be interesting to see what is going to happen.
From a Madrid perspective, if I might ask you, is it going to be Rafa Guerrero or is it going to be Alphonso Davies? Because we are really excited to see Fonzie, especially going up against Mendy.
Fonzie barely would get like 15 minutes. That's what Liam reckons, at least.
Yeah, for me,
he would personally lock him up, right? That's what you said.
Yeah,
in our preview.
I said I'd lock him in a team bus. That's generally what I would do, because I think I can understand from a perspective of he wants to come to you guys. That's what the media is saying and everything and what's portraying. So maybe he puts in a 10 out of 10 performance and he's brilliant. Or on the other side, he's going to be playing as an agent and he's going to put in a crap performance. And we can't have defensive. We've already got Eric Dyer at centre back. Okay, we can't have other players down in tools. For me, I would put Mazzari there. I think he's brilliant. He plays there for Morocco. Obviously, Hakimi would be on the other side. So he knows what to do in that position for Morocco. He has done it for Bayern, and that's who I would play.
What are his capabilities like going forward, Mazzari, Liam? Is he good offensively?
He's good, but I wouldn't say he's like going forward. I wouldn't say he's as good as Fonzie. I think Alphonso Davies relies a lot on his pace. Obviously, a lot of you guys will, when you look at Alphonso Davies, you think of him as 2020 Fonzie, where he's sprinting down, cutting in, beating the player, beating the man. That's not the Fonzie that we have had for the last couple of seasons. Well, since 2020, he just has not been that same player. I think he's actually lost his pace. Ahmad, what do you think? I don't think he's as fast as he once was, but
No, I think he's still very fast. I just feel like the issue with Davies is that he doesn't feel like he's playing like he wants to be here. He feels like he wants to like take a trip to Madrid, and he wants to enjoy himself. He wants to go to the Bernabeu under the lights, That's what he wants to do, man. No, it is what it is. I mean,
what do you guys think is the reason for this? Or is it because he broke up with his girlfriend, or is it more about losing David Alaba besides him, guiding him tactically and everything?
Well, he was about to sign a brand new deal when Brazza was there.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And then obviously they sacked him on the pitch the day we were lifting up the trophy. They got rid of him, which is brutal, but I understand why. And then ever since, it's just been downhill. Like, doesn't want to really even mention Bayern, if that makes sense. Because he could dead this right now. He really could. He could literally put up a picture and say, I'm staying or I'm leaving. Like, he could easily do it. But obviously, we know what football media is like. They like the whole speculation and all of that. And then it just, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but just above there, next to that is Alphonso Davies there. Like, I've become a hater of him, if you want to say. Because of this ongoing drama, if you want to say. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, to be honest with you.
He's not part of the equation tomorrow. Yeah.
Most definitely.
I mean, I would definitely be surprised if it's no Fonzie. I think he's going to definitely be probably a sub or something.
Yeah, probably a sub, but like he shouldn't. To be honest, just because it's against you guys, he shouldn't be. He should be already be in the Bernabeu waiting for you guys.
Now it's like he has too much professional pride to be doing something like that. I think if he comes on against us, he's gonna definitely show up, because he wants to show his future teammates what he's all about.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you guys remember this.
They're sabotaging us, Liam. You see what they're doing? This guy is sabotaging us.
100%.
If you remember, before David Beckham came to Real Madrid the season before we played them, and David Beckham scored twice against us. So you never know what these guys might do.
Well, let me put it this way: Fonzie ain't scoring nothing. Then he took a shot. What was it? The last game he took a shot, and it was like he was trying to hit a home run.
Wait. Yeah, last game. Yeah, he came off the bench. Yeah, last game. Yeah, against France.
Would you guys like to play Barcelona? Maybe he might score then.
Bro, you're hoping for too much, man. This is not like. Listen, you know what you're getting with Davies, yeah? What you're getting with Davies is literally pace, technical ability, everything you want out of a forward except for shooting. This guy's shooting is dreadful. A 2-year-old can take a better shot.
Well, he come in to be the Iron Robin replacement, so put it that way. And I know Robin only had 1 foot, but still.
And I've heard that he wants to play further forward. He's not very happy playing left back. I know he did a couple of interviews or podcasts or something where he did say that.
Yeah, that seems to be the case on that, but I don't see where he must be deluded if that's the case, because he's not getting in front of Vinny. He's not getting in front of Rodrigo. If Mbappe comes, he's definitely not getting in front of him. I wouldn't even put him in front of your striker. I don't even know his name off the top of my head, but I wouldn't even put him in front of him. So,
right.
But yeah, what's the chat saying? Another preview I see. Yeah, 100%. Obviously, different people on the panel, so we've got different opinions, obviously. And big up to the chat. I think maybe a sub for the first look. He trained with the team, so did Gnabry and Sana. Yep, I see all 3 of them playing. 100%, I see all 3 of them playing, and hopefully Gnabry will score. Considering Donkey Tuchel thinks he's going to score, I want a hat trick. I want this. He did it in front of Arsenal. We need it. We need it in front of our own fans.
Stirring the pot, yeah. Like I don't get it. I was super surprised.
Have you seen that, man, by the way? Have you seen what Tuchel said?
I was shameless.
He literally said that I guarantee Gnabry will score. It's like, how can you say that?
But did you listen to what Ancelotti said?
No, I haven't seen that.
I forgot what he said.
He said Vinicius has more of a chance to score than Mendy. Well, let's see what happens tomorrow.
Then Mendy.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Carletto for you, always avoiding fire.
He's a master
Yeah,
deflection
do you know what that means?
specialist.
That means you have to be aware of Folaw Mendy tomorrow, because he's definitely going to score a goal against you guys.
He has scored like what, 2 goals for us?
Do you remember that goal against Atleti where he kind of backflipped into Atleti's net?
Yeah.
He's
Was it in the
definitely doing
Supercopa or preseason?
Yeah, the Supercopa.
Supercopa.
Yeah.
Right.
He could score an own
definitely doing
goal
that
if he
tomorrow.
I
likes.
won't be surprised. No, I won't be surprised if any of their players score. I've seen players on their team not show up for most of the season. Then they play us, and subhanallah, they show up. Ronaldo was one of them. This guy gave me PTSD. I remember. What was it? The season he scored 5. He scored 5 on us. I don't think he had his best start of the season, right?
No, he was actually. Yeah, maybe start, yes,
You
but
mean
he was in his
17,
prime.
You mean
You
17?
could say.
best start, and then he grew a little bit, but then he started peaking when he scored against us, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, in the Champions League, I remember. Yeah. He had like maybe like 2 goals from 7 games or something. Yeah.
I won't be surprised if Jude Bellingham scores as well, man.
So we've got a comment here from Florian for both Mo and Sinead, the Madrid fans, obviously. What is your team's biggest weakness in there? Because obviously we see the strength of Vinny and so on and so forth. But what is your weakness? I know that you've got the centre back, and maybe that's where you're going to go from it. But yeah, what would you say? Either one of you can start.
For me personally, there are 2 weaknesses. The first one is crosses in the box, especially from the right side, because Dani Carvajal is not going to be there. And probably Fede is going to do a lot of work, backing up Lucas Vazquez. And like, I'll be honest with Fede, for me, one area of his game that I think he needs to improve on is the fact that he doesn't really close down crosses well. So that's definitely going to be an option for you guys to exploit. I mean, Xavi for Barcelona does that really well, setting up his team to exploit that weakness. Nobody else does that as good as he does. But the game that we lost, I think it was against Atleti, the first time we lost in the league, Simeone like really exploited that weakness for us. And the second one for me is like, Lunin has this weakness about dealing with corners, especially when they're put in a specific.
Liam had a cheeky smile in our preview when I mentioned it. He was grinning ear to ear.
Yeah, City did that a lot, and I think even like Barcelona tried to do it. So yeah, those 2 areas, I think. The second one, I definitely think Thomas Tuchel is gonna utilize. I don't know about the first one. I don't know how you guys are, crossing the ball into the box. But yeah, the second one, I definitely expect you guys to, really, really, really hone in on.
But isn't Valverde unbelievable in a sense that like because what I've noticed when I've seen a couple of your games, right? This guy in a split of a second will go from defense to attack.
Fede Valverde is that one guy who gets a lot of credit, but still does not get enough credit, right? You know? So this guy is like incredibly underrated, even despite how many plaudits he's got coming his way. For me, I like Rudiger, Valverde, and Bellingham are probably like the players of our season. Those 3 guys have been unbelievable for us. If there's one guy Ancelotti cannot do without, it's Fede Valverde. But having said that, like every player has that one weakness. For me, like Fede Valverde is unbelievable both ways, going forward and defending. But when it comes to closing down on crosses, clamping down on crosses, I think he lacks a little bit. Sometimes team might take advantage of that. When I say it's his weakness, it doesn't mean he's like absolutely shit at that. But sometimes he kind of lets things go.
Yeah,
crosses again for me from set pieces, especially like we are caught napping way too many times for my liking. And that is, I think, the biggest area that Bayern can exploit, especially with the guy like Kane, who is a cold-blooded finisher from headers.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was about to go with it. I think obviously from what Mo has said, and both of you have said, obviously the crosses and set pieces and so on. The horrible thing is Bayern are terrible at them, and they generally are. Like Kimmich's delivery.
I was surprised when Liam, you mentioned that Kimmich is horrendous at set pieces.
I don't know why he's on the set pieces, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's because nobody else can actually take a set piece or not, take a corner, take a a free kick or what. Obviously, Harry Kane can score a free kick, but from crosses and so on, we want Harry Kane obviously in the box. We can't have him whipping the ball in. It'll be typical for us to go with that. For some reason, Tuchel in his press conference, I don't know if he's just putting on a show or what. It was seemingly a bit confident. Obviously, he seems to from obviously the show I went on earlier. Both of you guys were saying that he seems to have the number. For me, I don't know what it is. Maybe that's what he's going to do. What Mo said,
For me personally, I think with Thomas Tuchel, the issue for Real Madrid has always been dealing with the intensity that his teams bring. I don't know if Bayern have the same thing, especially given the fact that your players don't seem to be falling in line behind him. They definitely haven't, till at least until recently. I don't know if it's changed in the last couple of weeks. But dealing with its intensity has always been a problem for Real Madrid. And for Real Madrid, the teams that play with intensity have always been a problematic opponent. When we drew Leipzig, we kind of discussed it on the podcast, and we said that we don't like this matchup, and that was the reason, because Leipzig play with a lot of intensity. It's the same thing with City, and it's the same thing with whenever Thomas Tuchel plays against us. But I don't know if this current version of Bayern Munich it has the same intensity that some of its previous teams have had.
What do you think?
I don't think it really does.
Yeah, no,
it should, but it just does. It's weird because we have the talent, right? Most of our players should be good enough. It's just some of these players don't want to play under him. There's no pattern of play going forward. Sometimes we press, but sometimes we don't. It's our whole philosophy with Tuchel is very inconsistent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And in transition, you guys were cut open like butter whenever I tune into Bayern, and that's one area I think we excel at. In transition, we are the most lethal side in Europe.
I think while we're talking about our weaknesses against Bayern, I think Harry Kane might be an interesting, an interesting problem for our backline to solve, because defending Erling Haaland is I don't want to say easier, because Erling Haaland
is much more textbook.
Yeah, he's much more textbook. But when it comes to Harry Kane, he's more he's more in the mold of what Benzema used to be for us. So he kind of likes to drop deep and connect plays and do everything. And when we face Chelsea with Rudiger playing for them, I think it was an interesting conundrum for him to deal with. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be interesting to see how Rudiger deals with Harry Kane. While we can assume that they're going to stick him to Harry Kane. But then that's going to open up a lot of space in the back line, and you have Lucas Vazquez and Tchouaméni out of that back line that's going to be left behind only for Lamendi, somebody who I would say is incredibly competent defensively. So I think it's going to be a very good challenge defending Harry Kane tomorrow. So,
but Liam was lamenting that he plays as a 6, way too often.
He's not wrong, though.
He might play as a 6, he might play as a 4, he can play as a goalkeeper, but when he's dropping deep, collecting balls and moving the ball forward. So our center back is gonna get dragged out of position, and that's gonna open up some spaces, especially for the likes of Jamal Musiala to take advantage of. So it's not just about what Harry Kane is gonna do; it's also about what him doing his thing is gonna do to other players. What is gonna allow them to do. So it's gonna be a very interesting challenge.
Yeah, no, I can see that, and that's the thing I'm hoping for. Again, like I said, our manager Thomas Tuchel seems to be oddly confident. I don't know why. Yes, I get that this is a European fixture. It's two massive clubs in this competition clashing, and obviously the clash is there and everything. But we've been terrible in the Bundesliga, and maybe that's why he's confident, because of us being terrible in the Bundesliga, but not necessarily the same in the Champions League. Maybe that's where he is getting this confidence from, or not. The only thing I would say is I hope that Harry Kane can not necessarily deal with Rudiger, but maybe get into, I don't really know how to implement it, but get into Rudiger's head to the point where drag him out of his position, and then hopefully one of the wingers can maybe get in that position, or Jamal Musiala can get in there. It's going to be an interesting, tactically, to see what happens with Rudiger, because he is the main guy we've got to target. Obviously you said that you've got the weaknesses of the crosses and so on and so forth. You haven't got Carvajal playing at right back and so on, but he is your main guy, if you want to say, in your defense, and that's the guy we need to have an off game. So that's generally where I would go with that personally.
100%. I mean, the midfield is also pretty key because I think Rudiger's job is cut in half more often than not because of how composed our midfield is, especially trying to give a screen to a backline. I don't know what Mo thinks about this. Rudiger is not alone, to be honest.
For me, the thing is like defending Kane is a challenge in itself, like defending Benzema was. But when it comes to the midfield battle, I kind of have to give the advantage to us because we're gonna have 4 midfielders. Like like in comparison, you might have like 2.5, 3. Like Jamal Musiala is gonna play as a 10, but I mean, I kind of expect him to be more offensive minded, more making runs to the box and stuff like that. So it's essentially gonna be a 2 pivot midfielders, against our like 3 or 4 midfielders, because Jude Bellingham also tends to like, everybody has this image of Jude Bellingham being this false 9 guy or second striker guy. But if you have watched our games, especially since December or something, this guy is being played out wide. He's playing more to the left side and he drops a lot deep. He contributes a lot to the midfield. So Toni Kroos, Jude Bellingham, Eduardo Camavinga, and Fede Valverde. I think our midfield is probably gonna make it difficult for your midfield to function. So for me, in the middle of the park, it's gonna be advantage us. If Militao was there tomorrow, because we aren't really sure about his fitness, I think with him playing in center back and having Chouameni in midfield, we would be even more competent defensively. Defending against the likes of Kane and everybody. But yeah, Camavinga, he's no slouch himself, so it's going to be a good challenge. Like I said, a good matchup, especially going against you guys, like going against a mold of a player that we used to thrive on. Now we're going to have to face him. So for me, yeah, an exciting match tomorrow, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm with you on that one. And that's the problem is, obviously you guys have that diamond that obviously is very experienced. If you put it, Kroos in there, we know what he can do on the ball, especially firsthand, because he was he was our player before obviously going to you, and still regret that, but what it is what it is. And then obviously the rest of the that diamond going against, it probably will be Musiala as the 10, and then 2 people behind it, Konrad Laimer and Goretzka, and we need them to have a great performance. And I said it on the other channel earlier. I was basically saying that we have to be at 10 out of 10. You guys could be a 4 and still nick the win. We need to be at our best. I could generally see Tuchel stinking it out if we get a couple goals. I generally can. Against Arsenal, I believe we had all 4 of our centre backs on. Obviously, that's not going to be the case this time because they're not going to be there. But I can see him trying to do it again. I really, really, really can. Right, well, let's go through some of the questions quickly. Do you guys think Kim Min-jae will have a good game tomorrow? Ahmad, do you want to answer that one, mate?
Honestly, I know Mo was saying that quality could show, but listen, I think it's more about quality. I think it's also about the mentality as well, and I don't think his head's on it, man.
He is me.
Yeah, bro.
I'm you.
Yeah, bro. Listen, it's about the head. It's not only about the quality, and a lot of people only look at quality. It's actually about mentality. And for me, I don't think his head's on it, man. I don't think his head's gonna be on it. And then relying on Dyer, let me not talk about, man.
Do you know what you're saying? You're saying a guy who went from Korean football, who made his way to European football and reached almost the pinnacle of football at Bayern Munich, doesn't have the mentality to show up for the biggest of games.
Bro,
do you see what he's saying?
Bro, listen, I've seen this guy, in the AFC Asian Cup as a Saudi citizen. I absolutely stinking it for Korea, bro. So I don't think we need to be having
I totally understand that players can have bad games, players can have bad tournaments, but the thing is, like, this guy, his life journey has been a big struggle. It's not been traditional. So he's gone from playing in Korea to now playing in Germany for one of the biggest clubs in football. So this guy's mentality is elite, man. And he obviously has quality. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't have signed him. So for me, tomorrow, if Kim Min-jae plays, I think he's going to go out with a point to prove.
I hope you're not gaslighting us, man.
No. I can see that, though. I can see that.
Gaslighting you about your own players? Come on now.
I hope not. No. On a serious note, I get your point. It's just, for me, it's the fact that Tuchel's dropped him for so long, man. Like,
Yeah.
when you're being
Yeah.
dropped for so
Fitness
long,
and sharpness definitely could be an issue, but man, otherwise, you should never write these kind of players off, man. Like they have tremendous quality, and it's like, the thing is, like, you guys kept saying that Thomas Tuchel is pretty happy for tomorrow, and the only thought in my head was, Thomas Tuchel was happy because he knows his players are not going to throw him under the bus in the Champions League, because this is the biggest stage. If it was a Bundesliga game, they probably would have thrown him under the bus and not cared.
Yeah.
But this is one game where where Thomas Tuchel doesn't need to go into the dressing room and tell his players how important it is. Like, everybody wants to win the Champions League, especially in the current TikTok era. So for me, that is what separates this from a normal Bundesliga game, and this is what separates the elite players from the good players. I mean, Eric Dyer, we know what he's all about. We know he might be having a good run of form in the Bundesliga, but we know where his level is, and then we also know where the level of Kim Min-jae and Matthias de Ligt lies. So these guys, when it comes to the biggest games, are always going to deliver, and they're always going to be a threat, even if they don't deliver. Like Erling Haaland, he didn't score against us. Like he has 0 goals in 4 games. But we are still going to be worried about him when we face Manchester City next season, because, obviously we're going to face them next season. So that is the level of quality that these guys bring. You always have to be worried about them.
Yeah, no, I could see that 100%. It's just more the fact that he's playing against Real Madrid. That's not what I was trying to say. It's more the fact that he's playing with Eric Dyer. But yeah, I'm going to kind of twist Rajat's question here. Will it definitely be... I can't think of his name now. What's your right back called? Yeah, will it be Vasquez, or will you play Nacho there?
No, it's going to be Lucas Vasquez. It's going to be Lucas Vasquez, Rudiger, Tchouameni, Mendy, Camavinga, Cruz, Valverde, Bellingham, and Rodrigo and Vinicius. That's our lineup tomorrow.
Yeah. How do you guys rate Musiala? Are you excited to see Bellingham and Musiala play against each other? The Bayern Dortmund games last season were epic, with Jude versus Jamal. So, how do you rate Musiala? We'll go with that one first.
I'm going to let Sinead answer this because he watches Bundesliga a lot more than I do.
No, I don't watch it as much as these guys do.
Relative to me,
But I did make my point on Musiala earlier on. I just felt that Liam basically, hit the nail on the head. He is an excellent player, just as versatile as Jude, but his big game catalog seems to be a bit lacking. But I'm pretty sure with experience and years on his side, he's gonna gain it. There is clearly an exceptional player there. The potential to be a generational one. Musiala was highly touted all the way through the academy, and then there's a reason why he's Germany's golden boy. Yeah, man, you can't underestimate him. And tomorrow we have to keep tabs on him, 100%. And it's gonna be a good battle. But unfortunately for you guys, who's gonna come out on top.
It's a Dortmund guy, so I won't be surprised. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, and that's actually exactly where this question goes. We don't need to do the whole thing, but it says here, and what do Liam and Ahmed think of Jude? I'll let you go ahead, Ahmed, on that one, mate. Jude Bellingham.
What was the question?
What are you thinking of Jude Bellingham?
Oh, Bellingham.
Yeah.
This is what I think of Bellingham, right?
Do you need a beer, mate?
Hey, listen, I was lagging for a bit, but this is my. I'm lagging still again. Hey, Liam, do you want to speak for me? Well,
No, I was just joking. I was just pulling a leg. Go for it, Liam.
Because I was actually genuinely lagging on my laptop. But on a real, Jude, this is my thing on Jude, right? When he was first at Dortmund, I thought he was overrated as hell, right? And he was just a whiny guy. Just put it like that. He was whining every time. No, he was just whining every time we beat him. And Liam, you know what I mean, right? But then once he goes to Real Madrid, I have to admit, even when I went to Real Madrid, the Atletico game in Real, I have to admit, the mentality I saw on this guy, man, the way he waves at the crowd, the way he motivates players around him to be better, I have to give him credit where it's due, But at the end of the day, I do think, even though he is unbelievable, don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted, I also think that people kind of overhype his technical qualities because of his mentality. Does that make sense?
You do have a point.
Does he? Does he now?
To
For
an
me,
extent.
no. For me, no. For me, no. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I was one of the doubters about the Bellingham move because I felt we needed a striker more than we needed Bellingham. But like after I've seen this season, I can totally understand why Real Madrid went for Bellingham instead of signing, a Harry Kane. This guy, like, I understand the mentality, but mentality is only one aspect of it. At Real Madrid, you can't just succeed on mentality, although you definitely need mentality to succeed at this club. But you also need to have the technical skills first. And Jude Bellingham, like every game I've watched him play, he has, everybody at the start was like enamored by how good he was in front of the goal, how many goals he was scoring for Real Madrid. But that is not what Jude Bellingham is about at Real Madrid. Like I said, his position under Ancelotti has, like, it has continuously changed according to the game that we're playing. And in each position, he has delivered, be it, defending deep and helping out the back line, or be it going forward and, helping out the attack. Even the goal that we scored against City at the Etihad, I mean, you kind of have to watch the goal that Rodrigo scored to see how good Jude was. Like, that touch creates everything. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it was a good pass from Carvajal. Like, it was a decent pass from Carvajal, but Jude is the one that makes it happen. So for me to say that Jude's technical qualities are like kind of like overrated, I don't agree with that. For me, Jude has, like, throughout the season, you have to look past his goals and I have to see what he's been doing in matches. And he has definitely shown why Real Madrid signed him. There's a popular social media guy on Real Madrid side. He's in Spanish, and he always says, like, once you watch Jude Bellingham, you realize why we signed this guy. This guy isn't somebody we signed for just, for one season or half a season worth of goals. We signed him for the next 10 years because he's going to be a superstar. He's going to be a superstar in the mold of Zidane. So for me, when I watch Jude Bellingham, he kind of reminds me partially of Zinedine Zidane. Obviously, not everything is going to be similar.
No, the hype is kind of overblown. Like, it kind of ties in with the Zidane comparison. That's what I was kind of agreeing with.
Like, this guy is like, okay, fine. There's immense hype, but then he's managed to deliver it, right?
100%.
Whenever he's been in an important game, he has been influential. I mean, you only need to look at the Clasico or the weekend. Like, this guy, he from minute 1 to minute 90, he's always fighting. He's always trying to do his utmost to influence.
His defensive work rate is just crazy.
You don't have to take my word for it. You have to take Tchouaméni's word for it, right? He's his teammate. And he said the mentality and the talent that Jude Bellingham brings and the things that he does on the pitch is, like, incredible. So, I mean, I am just a lay guy, right? I don't really know football at the level of that players who actually play this game do know.
Yeah.
And when those guys are praising him, you have to say, man, okay, there's something there.
Yeah, I can see exactly where you're coming from. The Dortmund Jude to the Real Madrid Jude are two different players. Like, Jude was just being a box-to-box midfielder, and obviously Dortmund don't have the style that you guys play, the players that you have, and everything. So he is it's like a totally different player, and that comes from Ansar's comment here when he says that we've man-marked Bellingham before. And we just got to go and do it again. It's a totally different one because you can man mark him out of the game, but then what happens if Vinicius is there? What happens with Rodrigo? Then you've got Modric. Then you've got Valverde. It's just that whole thing. Now, are you guys okay on time?
Yeah,
it's all good. So,
are we cool to do a combined 11? I don't know if we're going to get any Bayern players in here, but
100%. It's going to be fun for you guys.
So that's the plan, right?
I mean, as long as you don't go full Barcelona and tell us that all your players are better than ours, I mean, it's gonna be cool.
Bro,
No,
we don't. Let's not get started on Barcelona. We both have a common enemy in that regard.
100%.
Most definitely, I'm with you on that one. What formation do you want to go? Because we play this one, but you guys play a diamond. Want to go this one or?
I mean, I love 4-3-3, so we could go that way.
Go 4-3-3, yeah, that's fine with me.
4-3-3.
4-3.
Okay.
What site is this, by the way, Liam?
Line up builder, yeah.
Line up builder, yeah. Fair.
Yeah. Goalkeeper. Are we going with Neuer? Are you Real Madrid fans gonna come at me?
I mean, if Courtois was there, I would probably put up a more of an argument with Lyon. I think you definitely have to give it to Neuer. I don't know what Sunet thinks.
Same. There's no conversation.
Yeah, this is not a combo. We move.
Right back.
Yeah, this is the one position where I think there could be some disagreements.
Are you just going off for the first leg? Is that
It's a combined 11, right? Everybody who's fit, or
Yeah.
okay? Carvajal
Yeah,
has
for
to
me,
be in it.
I'm going Carvajal.
Has to be in it.
Liam, I'm conceding. I'm sorry, bro.
You're going with Carvajal as well. Okay. I think I can.
I'm
I
actually
can see it.
surprised. I kind of felt that Bayern fans would be standing Kimmich more.
I would be staying
You know
with
what?
Kimmich
I
personally,
reckon-
but the only thing with it is like this guy hasn't played a full season. Obviously, Carvajal has just been playing consistently right back overall. Where for me, Joshua Kimmich needs to play right back. If he's not gonna play right back, he needs to be sold. He keeps flirting with Barcelona. I don't know why he would flirt with that dead club, but it is what it is. So yeah, for me, it has to be Kimmich. But I can see where you are coming from in the fact that Dani Carvajal plays there on a regular. So
That's what it is, Liam, for me. And then on top of that, what Carvajal has done throughout longevity, man.
exactly. Like when we won the Champions League in 2020, and Joshua Kimmich was playing right back. If he stayed there, then
it would be a tighter conversation. It would be a tighter conversation. Yeah.
So I don't want to do centre
Kimmich is
backs.
definitely leaving in the summer or something.
Say again, sorry.
Kimmich is definitely leaving in the summer, or is there a chance that he might stay?
Depends on who's managing this team.
Yeah, it's going to be to do with management. I think there's going to be a massive rehaul for Bayern Munich. To be honest with you, I don't know who's going to be here next season.
I remember a couple of years back there was this rumor in the Real Madrid circles that Kimmich's agent had actually offered Kimmich to Real Madrid. So this summer, I think when he was like kind of flirting with Barcelona and City and everything, there were again rumors that some of his agents had talked to Real Madrid, but given how our team situation is, going to be difficult to see him. But like if it was like a year down the line, and Carvajal was like he's already in his 30s, so especially 25 or something, I could see Real Madrid going for Kimmich if he was okay playing for right back.
Yeah.
There's only one problem though, man. You know what the problem is?
He doesn't want to play right back.
No. Unfortunately, he has a fetish for Xavi, man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I think that thing is because Barcelona is probably the biggest club that he can go to, because Real Madrid is not an option for him right now, and the only other option is City. So Barcelona, I mean, we might.
This is the $1 million question, though: is Barca bigger than Bayern?
Not for me.
Not for me either.
Listen, man. The fact that we're still in it and they're not should be saying something, man.
100%.
Mate, they're selling their grass. Less said. Right, we're not selling turf to get money. So
100%. 100%.
Like it says here, both grass lovers. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Centre backs, I don't really want to do, but I think we have to. We'll put Rudiger in straight away because there's no point even having that conversation.
Sunay, do you remember what Hafez said when he came to our episode? He said Rudiger is only good for like two weeks or something. And I contrast this with these guys. I mean, the respect for Rudiger, like, it kind of gladdens my heart.
I mean, Barcelona is something that's steeped in the very minerals like throughout our history. I mean, Bayern is much more amicable. Like
Bayern is more, let's say, more of a how do I put it? Like in Spanish, you would say a club with more señorio, maybe a more gentlemanly club.
100%. That is given. That is a given with the territory. Barca, we all know they're just scumbags, man.
But man, even then, it kind of gladdens my heart to see Rudiger getting all the respect here.
100%.
Who are we putting next to him, though? Are we putting Chouameni there?
For me, it's De Ligt. I would go with De Ligt.
You would go with De Ligt?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, I thought I was going to be debating you guys on this one. Thank God.
No. We should kind of keep it a bit more level.
For me personally, I've been a big advocate of getting De Ligt to Real Madrid. He was. If you guys wanted to kick him out.
From when he was at Ajax, I was literally advocating for this guy to join my club. because his ceiling for me is very high.
I think Delict, apart from being a good defender, he also has that leadership skills. He definitely showed them at Ajax. So for me, any team that gets him is going to be, at an advantage.
Super silky on the ball as well. Like for a guy that of his size, he's pretty good at stuff with his feet.
Left
back has to be Mendy for me, man. Follow Mendy, definitely.
Yeah, I think the fact
has to be him. Has to be him. But it would be the right time to ask your guys' opinion on Mendy, because he is considered shite going forward. But from the outside looking in, what does Mendy look like as a player, as a package for the Bayern fans?
Ahmad?
From what I've seen, I haven't seen too much of Mendy other than the season you won the Champions League 2 seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I've seen him here and there, like in other seasons, he seems to be. I can tell he's very physical and very quick, right? But I feel like there were games. I feel because he's been dropped a lot, so you don't get to really see his true side whenever he does play in these odd games and all that. It's like what I was talking about with Kim Min-jae this season. It's the fact that he didn't play enough, so you won't see the best of him.
I think you have a point when you're talking about last season, because last season Mendy was in and out because of injuries, so he didn't really get the rhythm, and that's always been the issue with that's one of the reasons why Real Madrid have been scouting a left back for so long. It's not because Mendy is not good. He is good, especially defensively, and in big games, Mendy can be the difference between us getting pummeled 4-0 compared to beating Man City and going through. So for me, that is the issue. But like you said, Mendy last season didn't get the rhythm, but this season he has been fit. He has been more fitter. He's maintained his fitness, and he has gotten games and he's gotten into rhythm. And like you said, when it comes to dealing with opponent wingers, I think Mendy is really good physically. He can keep up with the best of them, and 1 out of 10 times he knows how to dribble the ball out of the back. And when he does that, he kind of feels like Zidane.
He does the pirouettes, I think, better than Zidane, to an extent. He just has the knack sometimes to just get out of mad tight situations all on his own. Nerve-wracking to watch, but yeah.
If I just take that off the screen just quickly,
Mm-hmm.
what do you guys think? Obviously, you're both Real Madrid fans. What do you think of this whole thing of this swap deal? It was going around in the media that Bayern Munich are looking to get Mendy, and we're going to give you Alphonso Davies. Would you be for that?
Not a fan. Not a fan. Not me.
A fan, no? Okay.
No.
I'll be honest with you guys. Most of us on our podcast aren't fan of the Fonzie deal. We kind of wanted Mendy to be extended because big games Mendy has always delivered. So the swap deal doesn't fly. But the thing is, this guy has only 1 year left on his deal after the season, and there's been no extension in sight. So if that happens, nobody wants to lose a player on the free. I mean, you guys are in that situation with Fonzie. Not a big fan, but you still don't want to lose him on a free. So we don't want to lose him on a free either. So it could happen if Mendy does not renew. But there have been some rumors about the club offering him a 3-year extension. Let's see if it pans out.
I can't lie. I won't be shocked. I won't be shocked if there was a swap deal, if that's what you're saying. Because, hey, if a guy, you said 1 year left, so if he doesn't want, I'm pretty sure you guys will want to get rid of him then, just like how we want to get rid of Davies. So I won't be surprised if there's some sort of swap. Yeah, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, that was where the swap deal thing came from, because Mendy wasn't getting a renewal at Real Madrid for a long time. Right now, Ancelotti is a big fan of him, but Florentino and Jose Angel Sanchez and Juni Galafa, they have their own mind. So Ancelotti can go and knock on their door, and he did knock on their door and ask for Kane, but Kane never came. So I don't know how this whole Mendy thing is going to play out.
Yeah. And it just makes no sense to me though, because obviously both you guys want to keep Mendy, but then what happens if Alphonso Davies is literally like a just being in your face? You know what I mean? It's like I don't really understand it, because if you guys don't want to lose him, why then are you going to go and get?
Like I said, the issue with Mendy was his injuries. So till last season, he had a lot of injuries. So there's always a question of ability versus availability. So with Mendy, he wasn't available. So that is one of the biggest reasons why Madrid went for Fonzie, scouting him and everything. So I guess this season Mendy has been fitter, but you don't know how long he's going to be fit. So that's definitely why the Alfonso deal was pursued.
Okay. Right, let's go back to this. Sorry for sidetracking. That's my bad. I don't want to do this because I have to have Jamal Musiala in here somewhere. This is going to be a battle.
First of all, we can plug in Cruz, right? That's going to be unanimous.
You think Cruz goes straight in? Sinead, do you think the same?
I reckon, because he has been the standout player in midfield for us this season. There's been a couple of standouts. Obviously Fede has to be in it as well. So yeah, Cruz has to be in it.
Would you play him through the middle or on a different side?
On the left.
I think Madrid kind of play him in centrally and flank him with two physical players to cover for his weaknesses. So I mean, we could do that thing as well.
Centrally.
So
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just for reference.
Yeah. Then who else are you getting in here? I have to have Jamal Musiala in here. Otherwise,
I think what. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I think we're gonna have to put both Jude and Musiala in this one.
Without Fede, I'm gonna lie. I think there's no Fede.
I know. I would love to, but the problem is you're not gonna put Jude in the middle of the striker position over Kane. I'm just telling you this from now.
We can put Fede on the right.
Fede on the right. Maybe have Fede and one of your more. I mean, I don't know, man. Cruz and Fede is kind of goes together.
So, Fede on the right wing, I meant, because we need to kind of keep this a bit more leveled. I get it. We obviously have the more informed players.
No, I mean, for me, this is the thing, right? I kind of think Kane is definitely getting in there centrally, and there's gonna be Vinicius on left wing. I'm not sure who you put on right wing because for me, it's definitely between Leroy Sané and Rodrigo.
The right side is all yours. It's all yours.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would go on the right side. It would be up to you because Leroy Sané's had an okay start of the season, but coming into the second half of the season, he's been absolutely ass cheeks. So
I've seen some compilations of Sané, man. Holy shit!
Maybe you could do this. We could sacrifice an attacker and bring him midfield and put Fede there.
Okay, yeah. I can see where you're coming from. So who are we putting this side? We putting Jude there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jude's probably there.
Kane, Harry Kane, and then Vinicius in here. If it was Thomas Tuchel, he's putting Serge Gnabry in it because he's going to score. We know that. And then Valverde. And then what happened in a different Cruz there? Would it be the other way around? So like that.
Yeah,
I guess that works. The Madrid way, yeah. We'll do the Madrid way.
I mean, Ancelotti is a pioneer, not for nothing.
Yeah, fair point.
Just don't let Farouk hear us say that, okay?
He'll be coming straight. He can come. Trust me, he can have our man.
What I said on the chat, in the other video, I stick by it, man. That guy has a death wish.
Yeah,
Farouk?
I can't.
Because he wanted Tuchel in.
The thing is, Farouk calls Ancelotti a dinosaur for his reasons. So he can be set in his ways, and I kind of understand why he likes Tuchel because he has this he has this love for the beautiful game. So he always wants his teams to be entertaining. I don't know,
expansive,
expansive and everything. I think he's a big fan of Klopp as well. So he kind of fits into what Farouk wants. But man, no Real Madrid fan apart from Farouk wants Tuchel, and I can tell you that.
So there we go, people. There we go. That's the combined 11. Let us know what you think in the comments. The last thing we're going to do, because I have taken up time, score predictions. Go ahead. Whoever wants to start, go ahead.
Madrid boys, you begin.
I said 2-1.
2-1
on my earlier preview, but go for it more.
For me, I'm probably going to say something that you guys might not like, but I think it's going to be 2-1 to Bayern.
Right.
And then we're gonna we're gonna see you guys at the Bernabeu.
Yeah. That's actually something. Before Ahmad speaks, that's actually something Sinead said. He said if you guys go in there and you take the result to Madrid, and it's a bad result for you guys, and good for Bayern, then you slap us up. So I'm not really too sure I want to.
Now, for me, the thing is like this is what happened when we faced off against you guys in 2011-12 season. You guys went at 2-1, and I can't expect you guys still to like be good at, because right now you guys have to take the initiative. Whereas for us, it's gonna be a game where we kind of have to hold it out and take it back to the Bernabeu. Even a draw wouldn't be a bad result for us. 2-1 like traditional European times, 2-1 to Bayern, not a bad result. Could have been better, but everybody needs to go home happy because at the Bernabeu we know what is happening. So.
Ahmad?
You want to talk about not liking a prediction? You're not going to like mine either. 3-1 to Madrid. I said it.
It's mad because when I was
but I am kind of surprised how pessimistic you guys are about your own team. Like, I mean, you guys are Bayern. I kind of expected more, more of a jest.
You know what it is?
We are not Barcelona fans, okay?
Yeah, no. You see, we respect you, but on top of the respect, we don't like how we're playing. That's what it is.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
They're honest. They're honest. Like if you guys saw the earlier preview as well, like we don't waffle. We just look at facts. Look at the way both teams have been playing, and they have every right to be a bit pessimistic. But I just have a bad feeling, man. No, by all this, I just don't.
We've lived through 11-12, right, where Real Madrid was probably the best team in Europe.
Yeah, I mentioned it in the preview as well.
And we lost. So this is a big game. Anything can happen, man. This is a European classic.
It's the Champions League, guys.
There's a reason why it's like 12-11, split up. It's like you can balance it on a hair's edge. So this game is going to be very tight.
I think I said.
See, Ahmad is not feeling it. He's feeling the optimism rising through his stomach into his brains.
Listen, I don't want to think about this, man. This is what it is.
Yeah, Ahmad is like in his mind. The prediction is flipping. He's not gonna be like 3-1 Bayern.
No, I'm trying to be real. You're trying to make me twist. I don't want to twist, man. No, discipline. Stay disciplined. Liam, what's your prediction?
I said earlier, a 2-1, but for some reason, I don't know if I just got the City score in my head, the first City game that you guys played this season. I can see a 3-3. I don't know why, but I can see a 3-3. But yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-1. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Bayern, but I just hope that we don't get smashed. That would be the only thing I would say, personally. But yeah, man. We'll have to wait and see. Tuchel was smiling. Let's hope he was smiling for a reason and he knows what Ancelotti's going to do. Maybe he's a mind reader or something. He's been to someone that does those special weird cards. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, big up to everyone.
Maybe he learned some astrology while he was in India. Who knows?
Oh yeah, he did visit India. He did visit my hometown as well. It's crazy.
Oh, Tuchel, yeah.
Yeah. He moves a bit mad for someone who is German, but I guess Germans are a bit mad, to be honest.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, big up to everyone. Thank you, Mo and Sinead, for coming on. And
100%, man.
Wow.
We'll see you soon. Yeah, see you soon. Real soon.
Yeah, yeah. Less said.
Next week is gonna be big.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys have got less optimism, and we're smiling from ear to ear.
None of this fake smile, like that.
Yeah.
The one that trying to say discipline, man.
Big up to everyone. Smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Make sure to subscribe here and make sure to go over to the channel. It's in the title. You don't have to necessarily leave this.
Liam struggles with the name of our channel. Let's be real.
Actually, I'm being exposed. Let's be real. Go and subscribe. Great content over there. I'm sure I'm going to be over there, probably crying. Not so long. And until then, mia san mia. Peace out.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Tuchel out.